General Sir Robert Thomas Wilson was a British general and politician who served in Flanders, Egypt, Iberian Peninsula, Prussia, and was seconded to the Imperial Russian Army in 1812. He sat as the Liberal Member of Parliament for Southwark from 1818 to 1831. He served as the Governor of Gibraltar from 1842 until his death in 1849. Early career. Born in London, he was the grandson of a Leeds wool merchant, and the fourth child of painter and portraitist Benjamin Wilson. Orphaned at the age of 12, he was raised and educated by his uncle and guardian, William Bosville, later attending Westminster School. He eloped in his 20s with Jemima, the daughter of Colonel William Belford. She bore him 13 children in the following 15 years. Military life. He had a distinguished career in the army and the diplomatic service. In 1794, as an ensign in the 15th Light Dragoons, Wilson fought in the celebrated Battle of Villers-en-Coquilles, where a handful of cavalry smashed a much larger French force. He was made a Knight Bachelor in 1801. In 1804 he became a lieutenant colonel in the 19th Light Dragoons. He was expelled from Russia as a spy after the Treaty of Tilsit. During the Peninsular War he organized Portuguese soldiers into the loyal Lusitanian Legion. During the British retreat from the Iberian Peninsula in January 1809, Wilson refused to comply with the withdrawal and instead decided to oppose the incoming 9,000-man corps commanded by the French General Pierre Bellon-Lapis. He installed half of his 1,200 Lusitanian Legion in the fortress of Almeida and arranged the rest in a thin screen. He then harried the opposition with such remorseless energy that Lapis, convinced he was confronted by a far more numerous enemy, switched entirely to the defensive. In summer 1809, Wilson's legion again formed an important part of the Anglo-Portuguese network of advance posts and was placed on the Spanish frontier to provide early warning of French moves while the British commander Wellington advanced on Oporto. In Wellington's advance on Talavera in spring 1809, Wilson's Lusitanians again formed a valuable flank guard. In the aftermath of the Battle of Talavera, when the French General Victor and his corps threatened to cut Wellington's forces off from the south, Wilson's small flank column of 1,500 men surprised Victor's 19,600 men from the north. In the face of this unclear threat, Victor panicked and precipitously withdrew to Madrid. On the 12th of August 1809, Wilson, with 4,000 men, including 2 battalions of the Legion, was defeated by French forces under Marshal Michel Ney at the Battle of Puerto de Baños. Facing treble the number of French, Wilson nevertheless managed to maintain his position for 9 hours. He lost nearly 400 men while inflicting 185 casualties on the French. Wilson returned to Russia in 1812 as a liaison officer. He was a sharp observer during the events of Napoleon's disastrous retreat from Moscow and was present at the Battle of Krasnoye. He also assisted in the November 1815 escape of the Bonapartist Lavalette from Paris Parliament. In 1817, near the start of the Great Game, he published The Anti-Russian, a sketch of the military and political power of Russia. In 1818, Wilson became an MP for Southwark. In 1821, now a radical MP, he attended the funeral of Queen Caroline, a very controversial figure whose treatment by her husband had led her to be celebrated by the loud section of the general populace. Her supporters, considering that they were not being allowed by the authorities to celebrate this occasion as they wished, began to become unruly. Soldiers escorting the cortege, but also on duty because of the established establishment's fear of the mob, upon being stoned, fired over the heads of the crowd. Wilson strode up and stated that, "It is quite disgraceful to continue firing in this manner, for the people are unarmed. Remember, you are soldiers of Waterloo. Do not lose your honours gained on that occasion. You have had cannon shot at your head, never mind a few stones." The firing ceased as the officer in charge recognized Wilson, and the troops, although maintaining the cohesion, retired. A few weeks later, Wilson was dismissed from the army by the Duke of York. He was, however, to serve his country again. Later career, Wilson was reinstated in the army and promoted to lieutenant general in 1830. He reached the rank of full general in 1841 and was appointed governor of Gibraltar in 1842. He read a great deal about history and politics. Death. Wilson died suddenly on the 9th of May 1849 at Marshal Thompson's Hotel in Cavendish Square, London. He is buried along with his wife in Westminster Abbey.